Hey guys, how's it hanging? Let's get the housekeeping stuff out of the way first. There are still a few of you who haven't turned in an idea for your papers. I need to see this, guys. I want to know that you're working on your projects. Remember, if you need to, you can come see me, email me, or call me at my office. I promise, unless something major comes up, I will get back to you as quickly as I possibly can. Alright, on with Theodore Roethke. First, if you're looking for a good book on him, it's called Theodore Roethke, The Poetics of Wonder by Norman Chaney. Let's start with his background. Roethke was born in Saginaw, Michigan in 1908. While he was in Saginaw, his grandfather started what is called a floriculture business, which you can look up if you want to know more, which influenced his view of nature. Roethke is a poet that can be really hard to understand. Like Chaney says in the book, but for all his spontaneous love of nature, Roethke was not a naive or sentimental poet, and considerable conceptual reference is needed for grasping the context of his work. I won't lie, when I first read that, I kind of freaked out. Considerable conceptual reference scared me a little bit. But it doesn't. But it should. Basically, without the right frame of mind when you're approaching Roethke, it can be next to impossible to truly understand him. So, let's work on getting in that right frame of mind. What did Roethke write about? As I said before, Roethke is known as a nature poet. Chaney says about him that his imagination was heightened by solitude in natural surroundings, dwarfed by commerce with persons, a theme reminiscent of Wordsworth, and of a romantic naturism that pervades Roethke's poetry from beginning to end. So, Roethke was at home, alone with nature. Does that sound like anybody we know from modern American Poetry 1? Which may be why so much of his poetry deals with nature. Chaney believed of Roethke that surely no 20th century American poet has exhibited so sustained an attentiveness to the world of nature and to the interrelations between man and nature as Theodore Roethke. Basically, Chaney believed Roethke was the poet most connected with nature. I want you to think about before class whether you agree with his assessment or not. Whether you do or don't, be able to tell me why. A good example of Roethke's nature poetry is North American Sequence, found in the anthology. Beach, in the Cambridge book, back to our old buddy here. Talks a lot about this poem. He calls North American Sequence, and I really like this description, a series of visionary landscape poems written in the final years of his life. This was one of Roethke's last set of poems. The poems, according to Beach, are comparable to some other poems we've studied this semester and last semester, like Whitman's Song of Myself and Eliot's Four Quartets. I would like you, before you get to class, to go back over these poems, the Whitman and Four Quartets. You don't have to do a deep reading of them again. Just kind of glance over your notes over them, and kind of get re-familiar with them again. And tell me, whether or not you agree. Remember, you need to be able to back up what you say. Alright, that's it for this week, guys. Remember, please get your paper or story ideas to me as soon as is humanly possible. Starting next class meeting, if I haven't seen an idea from you, you'll be required to meet with me and explain why. You won't be in trouble. I just want to know, are you stalled? Is that the problem? Have you just not started? Do you not know where to start? Tell me. You're not in trouble. I just want to make sure you're doing what you need to do. So, thank you. I will see you guys soon.